to ITV News Central. On tonight's programme, the fears of anxious mums-to-be in Redditch with just days to go before the Alexandra Hospital's maternity unit closes.
Public inconvenience. Protests in the potteries over plans to charge people to spend a penny.
Your serene scenes of the region's foggy start to the week.
And the bake from a galaxy far, far away, floating to a cake show near you.
Good evening. Residents in Worcestershire, angry over plans to close down maternity services at the Alexandra Hospital in Redditch, have been telling ITV News Central their fears for the future. The site's maternity ward is due to close on Thursday.
Well, the trust which runs the hospital says it hasn't got enough specialist staff to continue operating. The decision is set to be reviewed in February. Andy Bevan has the first of our two special reports on this.
Chloe Godwin is expecting her first baby, a boy, any day now. She and her partner Jay have already named him Mason, and Chloe planned to give birth at the Alexandra Hospital in Redditch, just over a mile from where she lives. But last Friday, the Worcestershire Acute Hospitals NHS Trust, which runs the hospital, announced the maternity unit will be closing at midday on Thursday until at least February. It says there aren't enough neonatal staff in Redditch, and that compromises patient safety. Mothers in labour, their partners and families will all have to travel to the Worcestershire Royal Hospital. The maternity will close on Thursday at midday. If your baby comes at Thursday at 10 o'clock, labour starts, what are you going to do?
I'll just go down there. I'll literally just go down there, and if I have to give birth in the car park, I will.
21% of people in Redditch don't own a car, and for those who do, Worcester is more than half an hour's drive away. Antenatal services like clinics aren't affected, but campaigners gathering petition support today from mums-to-be say the sudden move to close maternity facilities is the thin end of the wedge.
It was like ripping the heart out of a living patient. Once this service goes, it will have massive knock-on effects for the A&E and paediatrics, and unless the situation is stabilised, I think our hospital will suffer a major downgrade within 6 months.
Proposals to reduce services at the Alex date back more than a decade. In November 2005, 300 people gathered to protest against plans to move A&E to Worcester to save more than £27 million. A decade on, in February this year, 4 A&E consultants resigned from the hospital, citing planned changes to services, concerns the trust said at the time weren't shared by their colleagues. In May, locals showed their support for the Alex by taking to the streets. But in June, the news came that a 5th consultant had resigned. That was a week after the health watchdog criticised patient safety at Worcestershire Acute Hospitals NHS Trust. And now we've learned that the maternity unit is to close on Thursday. Baby Olivia was born at the Alex on the very day news of the closure was announced. Her mother says she had a difficult labour, but says her treatment was outstanding.
I had a normal delivery, but obviously had a very heavy bleed and had to be rushed to theatre. So, you know, the midwives, the student midwives, they were absolutely amazing. So to think that other mothers are going to could be in that situation and have to drive over to Worcester is just horrible, horrible.
Some maternity staff here have told me privately that they learned of the Trust's decision over social media, and they say they can't or won't transfer to work in Worcester. The Save the Alex campaign is planning a 12-hour vigil here on Thursday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m, by which time no more babies will be being delivered at this hospital.
Well, this afternoon Andy also spoke to Mary Gay, the interim chief nursing officer at the trust which runs the hospital. Here's what she had to say.
The reason we've made this very difficult decision to close this unit and transfer services to the Worcester site is because we haven't got sufficient neonatal trained staff to cover the two sites safely over 24/7. We need 24/7 good services to make those babies safe in our care. We haven't got those staff at the moment. There's a national shortage of neonatal nurses. We've got a particular problem in Worcestershire, medium term at the moment. So we've made a decision to centralise the services to make it safe for the mothers and their babies.
You say you've known about this for some time, but the staff here didn't know about it. The patients here didn't know about it until Friday, and now it's closing on Thursday. That's not much notice, is it?
I mean, when I say we've known about it, we've known there's a particular issue with neonatal staffing for quite a long time. We know in the background, the last 4 years, we've been looking at the potential redesign of services. So we've been planning for what could potentially happen. We thought we would be able to keep this service going until we went to consultation next year. We really did. We tried everything. Our staff have been brilliant in being flexible, doing extra shifts, etc.
That's Mary Gay there speaking to Andy Bevan. In other news,